Yeah.
Busy doesn't mean that you're active for yourself.
Right.
Busy means then, if we talk about mental stress, it does nothing to relieve your mental stress. But running or just going to the gym or doing some push-ups, immediately you will feel a reduction in stress.
Got it.
And one of the reasons for that, of course, you release energy, the pent-up energy. One of the reasons for that is your body and your mind recognize at a deep level that you're doing something good for yourself. And when you do something good for yourself, you automatically feel good. Okay, we are talking to Srini at ICICI Prudential Life on this new episode of Life Unscripted. So Srini, what are we talking about?
Good question, Milind. But guys, today happens to be World Health Day, and I'm feeling so
Healthy.
awesome that I'm sitting right next to the person who personifies health and fitness in India. Milind Soman himself. So today is going to have hopefully an interesting conversation because as we were preparing for this show, Milind and I were exchanging a few notes. Obviously, when you meet Milind, you talk about, look, what makes you healthy? What do I need to do to be fit? And as Milind went about talking about the basic principles a lot. Yeah, basic principles of what one needs to do to be fit on an everyday basis. I got back into the financial planning world and I said, you know what? There are these underlying principles which are common to both fitness and financial planning. So Milind, you know what we should do?
Yeah.
You talk about what comes awesome to you, health, fitness. What can an Indian in today's day and age do to be fit? And what I will try to do is sort of connect the dots because as we discovered, there are a few common principles, right?
Yeah. And if there's one thing I'm really bad at, it's financial planning.
Oh, okay, cool. That's where I step in.
I'm going to learn a lot.
Yeah, I'll try to do my best. The audience here, I'm sure they would like to learn from you about fitness, and we'll try to spend a lot of time about that. I'll try to mung in a few points about financial planning.
Yeah. You run.
Yep, I used to run. Yeah, and
Used to run?
Yeah, Milind, stop judging me.
That is the problem. It's like I used to invest.
So one of the things is, guys, Milind is judging me very harshly when I told him, be consistent,
be regular, never stop.
Never stop. Okay, so talk about it from a fitness point of view. What does that mean?
So the most important thing, if you want to be healthy and you want to be fit, is the consistency of better habits. I mean, we all know. I don't have to tell you that it's good to wake up early. It's good to sleep on time. It's good to eat fresh food, not packaged, not refined. And it's good to be active. I wouldn't even call it exercise. It's just good to be active.
You hear that a lot, that what do you do to keep yourself fit? Oh, I'm so busy. I'm just washing stuff, dropping the kids. The definitions change, but people tend to think
my life is busy.
Yeah.
Busy doesn't mean that you're active for yourself.
Right.
Busy means then, if we talk about mental stress, it does nothing to relieve your mental stress. But running or just going to the gym or doing some push-ups, immediately you will feel a reduction in stress.
Got it.
And one of the reasons for that, of course, you release energy, the pent-up energy. One of the reasons for that is your body and your mind recognize at a deep level that you're doing something good for yourself. And when you do something good for yourself, you automatically feel good.
Got it.
When you know deep down you're doing something bad for yourself, not sleeping on time, not eating the right food, not exercising, that bad feeling builds up. That causes more stress.
Got it.
Right? So a consistent build-up or development of better habits.
Let's just build on this theme of consistency, right? Milind spoke about how it's, of course, do something consciously for your health, but also do that consistently. And I can't tell you, Milind, how much that also resonates with the world of financial planning. I have close to 2 decades of experience of working with ICICI Prudential Life, and you then, of course, talk to a lot of people wanting to know how do I get better at it, much like when it comes to fitness. Yeah. I think the number one principle, even when it comes to financial planning, is do something, but do it consistently.
Yeah.
Don't do it in fits and bursts.
Yeah.
It's when you do something, sometimes people wake up in a New Year resolution saying, look, this year I'm going to be more financially disciplined. And then they do a lot of reading up about it. They say, look, I'm going to invest in X, I'm going to invest in Y. They do it for a month, and then somewhere it all fizzles out. That's when financial plans don't really deliver the best possible outcome for you as individual. Whatever you do it consistently. Try to get a little better at it every single month, every single year. And then you don't have to really worry about, am I making the best decision? Yeah. All decisions are good, provided you stick to it long enough.
Yeah, absolutely. How much is not important. It is actually regularity. So some people feel, even when it comes to physical fitness, oh, I need to go to the gym, then I need to spend 1 hour there, I need to get a trainer, I need this, I need that, and unless I have all these things, it's not going to happen.
Paraphernalia, right?
Yeah. But even if you do a little, you start with 2 minutes at home. Just doing an exercise that you're learning, even that is good enough. And then you start doing that regularly. And then you see, as you get fitter, actually, you want to do more. It's like the same thing with investing your money.
Right.
You don't have to start with a lakh or a crore. You can start with 1,000 rupees.
Right.
You can start with 500 rupees. You can start with 100 rupees.
Right.
It's the habit, it's the mindset, it's the belief that is more important. And the regularity and consistency. Even though one of the things is never too late to start getting fit. Or it's never too late to start investing. They say, oh, it's never too late. Maybe next year.
True.
Maybe, then I can do it. I'll do it. It's never too late. It's okay.
Never too late for fitness. People almost using it as a bit of a crutch when it comes to fitness planning.
An excuse.
Right? And they tend to postpone it. But I'll take a slightly softer view, because really, when it comes to financial planning, it's almost like a positive spin to it, right? I don't want people to think that, oh my God, I missed the bus. There is nothing I can do right now. My financial future is in a bit of doldrums because, let's say, I'm in my mid-40s or early 50s and there's nothing that I have done about it. The good thing is, it's never too late, genuinely, as long as one really starts off with a plan and sticks to the plan with intent. Of course, if one uses this thing about it's never too late to begin as a crutch of sorts and never then takes a first step, then of course you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
But that's what most people do. Like in fact, people come to me and say, oh, now I'm 50, how can I start now? So then I give them the example of Fauja Singh, who started running marathons.
Fauja Singh, guys, 85-year-old, starts the full marathon at the age of 85.
Started at the age of 85. Now he's 108.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Until about 3 or 4 years ago, he was still running the full marathon,
the 42-kilometer full marathon.
Another person I used to know who passed away last year at 105, Mankaur from Patiala, started running at 93.
Wow.
She became world champion in her age group in the 100 and 200 meters and the shot put and javelin throw. Javelin throw and shot put at 93. Can you imagine? Till the age of 100 plus.
Wow.
So it's actually never too late, but what I prefer is the time is now.
Right.
That is never too late. It's now. You start now,
And when it comes to the world of financial planning, Milind, people often tend to postpone the decision of, taking a life insurance cover or starting to set some money aside for their child's education or for their post-retirement expenses and living. So this principle is so true, that the right time is now. Of course, the earlier you start, the better it is, because then you have, let's say, lower amounts to set aside. But as long as you start now, and the earlier point which Milind referred to, the consistency, the discipline part of it, your financial plan will still be in good shape. So guys, the earlier you start, the better it is, both in the case of financial planning and fitness planning.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, better it is, but to give you again the example of myself and my mother, I started being super active, that's swimming competitively at the national level at the age of 9. So obviously I had a great foundation.
Right.
And I've been super active from the age of 9 till now. Now I'm 59. So that's 50 years. And my mother started at 60.
Wow.
And she's 85 today. And now she's super active.
Wow.
Yeah. So 25 years
2 examples,
already,
right?
Though she started at 60.
Right.
And I started at 9. But today I'm 59 and she's 85 and we're both super active.
So we spoke about 2 examples, guys.
Yeah.
Power of starting too early. And it's never too late. And here we are right now, Milind talking about his own family. Starting off early has obviously its own payoff. And his mom. It's amazing, right? So guys, we were talking earlier. even at the age of 85, touch wood, she goes on treks, she does squats, she does a bunch of things.
Yeah,
Planks, I've seen the
skipping.
plank video, skipping, oh my god.
Yeah.
And,
And trekking. She's trekking at
yeah.
the age of 85.
Yeah, she went to Mizoram, right? That's what you said.
She was last week. Yeah, she was in Mizoram and she was trekking. And there's another concept I've heard of, the concept of FIRE.
FIRE, financially independence and retire early. Woo!
Amazing. Had you heard of that or you just made it up?
I just made it up. Oh, did I get it right?
But yeah, it's a concept that I've heard of, and that's fantastic because why I've heard of it is because a lot of young people today are living their lives according to this concept, and all over the world.
Right.
They're doing that. They're saying that we don't want to be stuck in a job for the rest of our lives. We want to enjoy life. So we have to start financial planning really early. So the moment they're out of college or even when they're in college, they start earning in some way and start saving.
I'm going to put you on a bit of a spot right now, Milind.
What? When did I start investing my money?
No, we'll come to that part of the story.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in a bit of a story.
Yeah.
How does this connect with the concept of fitness planning?
Fitness planning.
Yes. How do you connect FIRE with the fitness planning?
So the thing is, I exercise. I ask people, how much do you think I exercise every day? I mean,
My first guess was 1 hour a day, by the way, and I got it wrong.
I'm really fit. Like, I can get onto a cycle without having cycled the entire year. In fact, I cycle once a year. I do 1,000 kilometers in 7 days.
1,000 kilometers in 7 days.
And it's comfortable for me. So my idea of challenges are the challenge must be comfortable. So I must be fit to that level where I do an Ironman comfortably. I ran a marathon comfortably. That's my idea of comfort. That I can face a challenge, any challenge, mental, physical, emotional, comfortably. Right? So I exercise 8 to 10 minutes a day. The reason for that, why I'm able to do it, is because I've been super active all my life.
Right.
I started at 9.
Right.
It wasn't planning. I was lucky, right? That I started competitive swimming. I enjoyed it. I continued till the age of 23. I represented India in swimming. But that gave me a great foundation. And that's a foundation we can talk about.
Right.
How you build that foundation. And on that foundation, I just need to increment whenever I feel like. Or how much ever I feel like. But again, regularity and consistency. My weight, for example, has not changed from the age I was 19, from the age of 19 till today. That's 40 years.
Wow.
My weight is the same. People normally have a problem with weight because their lifestyle is not consistent. In fact, the average weight that people put on from the time they leave college till the time they're steady in their job, around 35, is 20 kilos.
20 kgs.
They put on 20 kilos.
Wow.
I have people coming to me saying, they come and say, we're inspired by you and we've started running and we're doing Ironman with this. And I have lost 60 kilos. I've lost. I say, you've lost 60 kilos?
How much do you have to lose 60
And how did you put it on? I mean, that is the level of neglect. When you don't think about things that are important. So whether it's financial planning or health planning or fitness planning, you neglect it.
Right.
That is how much you lose.
True.
And how much you have to get back.
In the world of financial planning, people wanting to retire early is generally catching on. Well, of course, it's a concept which has picked up quite a bit of steam in the West.
And I think it's actually about people wanting to enjoy their lives.
So what we do know is that we have quite a few viewers for this, touchwood. And they are from their 20s, they're from their 30s, people from their 40s. So you are obviously a fitness icon, touchwood. And if I had to ask you for people in the 20s, people in their 30s, and people in their 40s, what would your suggestion to each of these cohorts be about, look, how do I become a fitter version of myself? Let's start with the 20s.
The thing is that when you're talking about 20-year-olds or 15-year-olds or the young, say anybody under 25, they don't really consider the future. They're nicely in the present, which is great. We all want to be in the present. But you want to tell them that prepare for your future years. Right? You want to tell, they're not going to listen. They do not listen. Unless they find an activity that they really enjoy.
Got it.
They really love, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it out of thinking that this is something I need to do because they don't feel the need. Right? I would tell their parents actually. If the parents start taking care of their health and start taking care of their fitness and create better habits for themselves, the children will follow by example. Absolutely. They will follow by example. The parents must start influencing their kids from the earlier stage.
Got it.
Show them, start playing games with them, get active with them, and compete with them. Compete with them. that will create that understanding of the value of activity.
So I'm interrupting here, but that's again, guys, so true when it comes to financial planning. A lot of our own financial planning attitudes gets shaped by what we see around us at a fairly early stage in life. So for those of us watching this episode who might be parents to young kids or teenagers, be very conscious of the fact that what your child is watching you do in terms of your financial planning is actually subtly influencing them as well. So if they see you being very insecure about money, trust me, it rubs off on them as well. If they see you becoming very disciplined, and I'm using the word discipline in a positive sense, that also rubs off on them. If they see you, make the right kind of trade-offs, what I want to consume today versus what I want to accumulate or grow for tomorrow, they will imbibe that.
My background as a sports person is a great guiding force because it already gave me an understanding of what I wanted to be, how I wanted to be. Like people ask me, how are you motivated to be fit? I said, I just love it. That is my motivation. I love to feel like this, that I can just get out and do anything I want. I don't have to think about it.
But you're Milind Soman.
I know. How did I become Milind Soman? Milind Soman is just a word, right? How did I become this person? Is by choosing things that were good for me. And that happened by default because I was in sports. So everything was focused to being a great swimmer. Everything. So I had to eat properly, I had to sleep on time, I had to manage my stress, my relationships, everything so that nothing interfered with my goal of being a great swimmer.
Got it.
Right? So when you have your goal, and your goal is something that's good for you, it may not be about money. It may not be about success or anything. Just good for you. I want to have fun in my life. I want to enjoy everything. I want to travel. What are you doing to achieve that? Everything, therefore, if that is your priority, has to focus towards that.
Superb. So a little hard because so much of being a professional athlete and a successful one is about that personal motivation. But again, if I were to try and extrapolate into financial planning, if one really gets driven by what am I saving for, what is the purpose? Is it, and typically the moment you start to link your financial planning with a goal which is very sacrosanct for you, right? And for Indians, right, we are a family-oriented society and culture. It's a good thing we are like that. So the moment you're able to link what you're doing today for a very sacrosanct goal and for children's education, or I want to be able to give my spouse a great life 20 years from now. I mean, every day, but 20 years from now, even more so. Or if it's about giving my elderly parents financial support because they were the ones who brought me up. The point is, guys, link everything that you do with a goal which motivates you.
It is absolutely, and I want to go back to the fact of the concept of fire. Because today's younger people are so much more informed about life, in general. Or they have the opportunity to be informed. A lot of them are not, but they have the opportunity. We didn't have the opportunity. We were not exposed to all the information that is available today to young people.
Right.
And that is why the concept has come up, because they believe that, yes, life is so amazing, life is so huge, the world is such a fantastic place, I want to experience all of it, and not when I'm 60 and 70. I want to experience it when I'm 30 and 35.
I'm still fit enough to be able to
When I'm still fit enough. So they start really early. They don't even rely on what their parents did. The parents probably worked their entire lives in jobs. But these guys saying, no, I don't want to do that. This is what I am going to do.
But tell me, this fire thing is a bit of a, I mean, I would use the word fad. It's a relatively new thing.
Something's just starting.
Yeah. But tell me, when it comes to fitness, right, there are lots of these fads. They are there one season and they completely disappear. One bit of research says, do this, it's great for you. 2 years later, there's another bit of research which debunks the whole thing. What's your own take when it comes to fitness and health? I know you've spoken about the need to keep things simple, but fads, a fad diet or a fad workout or a fad this, fad that, what's your own take on that?
My take is that you have to experience, right? The reason I also don't give tips or advice to people is because I believe that experience is the most important thing that you must have, because that teaches you about yourself. And when you know about yourself, your body, and you know about your mind, how it works, how your body works, how your mind works, how your body and mind are responding to different situations and to the environment, you have the key to be happy. If you don't understand yourself, you don't understand how your body works, you don't understand how your mind is functioning, you don't understand what is driving you, you don't have the key to happiness.
Got it.
And that's what we want. We want the key to happiness. The key to happiness is through self-awareness and self-understanding. That's what I believe.
Awesome.
Right?
Got it.
So I want people to go through their own experience. I would only say start slow. Start slow. Whatever you're doing, start slow. Learn every day about what you're doing. Learn every day about what you're doing through your own experience. Of course, you can read about other people's experiences, but you have to experience it yourself. Do it yourself. Whatever you think, do it.
Wow.
Try it out.
Brilliant.
Don't say, oh, it's happened, something bad happened to somebody else. Of course, use your common sense, use your logic, but also use your experience to learn how you want to be.
Again, in the world of financial planning, I would say financial planning too has its own fads. There is something which is the flavor of the season today. People read about, extraordinary returns. Then 1 year down the line, no one even talks about it. So here too, I would say that try a little bit of everything. Not because it's going to give you a return or anything of that sort, but at least it tells you a little bit more about yourself. And honestly, compared to fitness planning, financial planning is a lot easier because it's some of the foundational tenets of financial planning. Having adequate insurance, having adequate kitty for your post-retirement living, having adequate kitty for your child's education or any other goals which are important to you. These are basic things. Nothing is going to happen which is going to make the value of the right adequate life insurance irrelevant. Nothing is going to happen tomorrow which is going to make retirement planning not an important thing. So to that extent, Milind, I think when it comes to financial planning, a little easier because the flavors of the season don't really change by the season.
It's a mindset. When it comes to physical fitness and mental fitness, or financial planning, it's a mindset where you think about yourself and how you want to be.
Right.
You're happy with yourself today, but you want to be maybe the same, in the future. So you say, okay, this is my lifestyle today.
I want to be able to maintain
keep
that.
like my fitness today. I want to keep my fitness at the same level or a little bit better as I pass 60 and as I pass 70 and 80 and 90. I want to keep it the same. I want to maintain it. The same thing, I think, would go with financial planning. You say, okay, I love my lifestyle.
How do I maintain that?
How do I maintain it? So I need to plan for that.
Honestly, when it comes to financial planning, that is the number one thing. That most people are pretty happy with where they are at this point of time. And a large part of their financial planning is about how do I maintain this even, let's say, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whatever be the external factors. And the other thing which Milind said about was about that, doing something every single day which takes you closer to the goal, right? So he spoke about his 10 minutes of exercise, which he does as per his assessment of what is needed to maintain that. Spot on, right? So again, guys, financial planning, 2 or 3 essential things. Am I adequately covered? Do I have adequate term insurance? Do I have adequate health insurance? Whatever I'm setting aside for my retirement planning, is it going to ensure that I maintain my standard of living post-retirement? And if I have specific goals, typically in Indian mindset, it's about the children's education. Am I setting aside enough for that? Those are the 2 or 3 things. Keep things simple, keep things consistent. Know yourself better, both as a fitness person as well as a financial planner or a person getting into finances. And I think that pretty much holds the key.
When you say retirement, I think people kind of don't see it in a positive way. They're a little afraid of it.
Right.
So the way I see it is active and passive income. Active income and passive income. You try through your life of having an active income, you try to build a passive income for later. So that later don't have to wait till you're 60. Again, as we're discussing, you might build something that you see as right for yourself. I'm going to have a sufficient passive income by the time I'm 30 or by the time I'm 40 or 45. And when I've got that, then I just need to maintain that.
Absolutely.
Like I say, I want to do Ironman. And now I've done Ironman. I say I should just be able to do an Ironman for the rest of my life.
Got it.
At the age of 60, at the age of 70, at the age of 80, that's my standard. I want to be able to do an Ironman. That's it.
As someone who has been inspired by your fitness journey, there's something which I wanted to know, that when you talk to people about fitness, some say, oh, I want to grow strong. Some say, look, I want my stamina to increase. I want to be able to, let's say, do a marathon. Some say, oh, I should be more flexible. I should be at least be able to bend and touch my toes without discomfort. In your mind, what is the definition of fitness? A fit you is what?
So to me, the definition of fitness has always been your ability to deal with life.
Wow.
Right? And that is a life that you have chosen. Right? We all choose the life we want. Through our various decision making, we choose a particular life. You choose the kind of job you want. You choose the person that you're going to marry. You choose whether to have kids or not. You choose the place you're going to live. You choose all those things. based on circumstances, based on your environment, what can you afford and whatever it might be, the influences that you have from your parents or family or so on. You choose, right? And then, are you fit to deal with that in a positive way?
Brilliant.
So that is my idea of fitness. It's not about six packs. It's not about biceps. It's not about physical strength. It's about how you conceive yourself.
Holistic, right? It's
Holistic. You conceive yourself and what you want to be and what you want to do in the environment that you have placed yourself in.
Awesome. You know, in cricketing parlance, you've given me a full toss on the leg stump, which I can hit for 6. So, guys, the concept of
Okay, all right.
the concept of holistic fitness, right? That's what Milind spoke about. Equally applies when it comes to financial planning, because financial planning or having a good financial plan is not about extraordinary returns, or it's not about beating the benchmark and so on and so forth. It's holistic. So, and it's fairly simple, and I've spoken about it a couple of times already. Make sure that you have the right amount of health insurance, life insurance. Those are the foundational blocks. And then on the other hand, at some point of time, you may choose to stop working. So make sure that you have a certain amount of your savings channelized towards maintenance of lifestyle. Maintenance of fitness is a theme that we have already spoken about. So make sure some part of your savings is channelized towards that. And of course, the third part of it is for all your important goals in life. You might want to start off your own business 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. You might have just become a parent. You might have a child who's going to get into college maybe 15 or 20 years from now. For all those goals, make sure that there is some amount of savings which gets into it. So each of these 3 blocks, adequate amount of insurance, adequate amount of retirement savings, and adequate amount of long-term savings. These are the components of a holistic financial plan. Thank you so much for the full toss, Milind.
You're very good.
I know.
Anyway,
Awesome.
lovely meeting you.
Milind, fantastic. It's been great.
Thank you.
So guys, this has been a fun conversation with Mr. Fitness himself, Milind Soman, on Life Unscripted. If you have any questions on financial planning, do not ask him. If you have any questions on health, do not ask me. But if you have any questions at all, add to the comment section. I'll be glad to answer those for you, right? See you and be a part of Life Unscripted. Bye-bye.